All right, welcome back to the Rise with Anita podcast. And I am so excited about today's guest because with me I have Anoushka Dannon, and she is the founder of For Your Reputation, which that's also her Instagram handle. And it's essentially a modern style identity studio rooted in the science of seasonal color analysis, which let me just admit, I had no clue what this was up until like a month ago. So. She has a sharp eye for undertones and an intuitive gift for energy matching to help women align their outer presence with their inner world and their inner power without overwhelm, guesswork, or hiding behind safe neutrals. So, I am just so excited to have her on. Whether you're a rising entrepreneur, a leader in transition, or a woman reclaiming her self-expression, Anushka guides you to create a palette and a wardrobe that elevates your visibility, magnetizes your right attention, and rebuilds your confidence from the outside of the color wheel. So, welcome, and I'm just so excited for this conversation we're about to have.
First of all, that intro, I'm like taking notes. Like, wait, I love all of this. So good. It was so good. I'm
Thank
obsessed.
you. Thank you. I'm so excited to have you on. I mean, I just want to say you are a complete gift. And for me, I didn't even know this was a thing. So I am excited to see what we're going to learn. And selfishly, this is more about me, guys, than it is for you. But it is going to be a game changer because I think that knowing your color palette seems to be kind of the move in bringing out your own essence.
100%. And I honestly feel like if I would have known about this earlier on in my life, it would have been so much more life changing. But I am grateful that I did learn about it when I did. It's never too late.
Beautiful. It's never too late. I love that. So let's take it to the top. What pulled you into the world of color analysis in the first place?
TikTok. So, yes, just like everyone else, it's been blowing up all over social media. And I was friends of mine were showing me these TikToks on it. And I was like, what is this? Because when you see the transformation, it's just so incredible that you automatically are like, well, I need this. And I'm the one to try all the things. So I wanted to get my colors done and I couldn't really find anyone locally. And so there was also this part of me that was like, I love sharing my style and I love sharing healthy aging hacks. Like that's what I've been doing on social media for the last 8 years, 9 years. And when I saw this, I was like, this is so universal to everyone. Like it doesn't matter if your gender, your age, your body type, your style, your budget, it doesn't matter. This can help everyone. And I'm all about that. It's just so simple. And so I was like, maybe I can do this. And I was like, let me look into it. And I genuinely feel that sometimes when you know you're on the right path of what you are supposed to be doing, like in your higher purpose, like things just kind of fall into place. And it was just like the right timing. I found like an incredible mentor that just happened to have like a training session just opening up at the same time. And I was just like, I'm just going to do this. And I didn't know where it was going to lead me, but it led me to so much that I wasn't even prepared for. But sometimes it doesn't matter if you're prepared for things, you just kind of dive in and roll with it. And that's what I've done. And it's been like incredible.
I have to say, I just love this because it sounds like you just found yourself in divine alignment and you went with it instead of ignoring that nudge.
I truly believe that. Yeah.
So, what was the moment that you realized this is way more than just pretty colors?
I think it was in my own journey. I can't really like be excited about something unless like I felt it myself or I've seen it myself, right? And I being on social media for so many years, I would have never like I'm always filter, 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 all the things. And I'm like, just like this doesn't look right. I need a filter. And then when I started learning, I learned that I'm a true winter, that I have a cool undertone, which I was so surprised at. I was wearing warm colored makeup, bronzer, all the things like brown, tan, like these very neutral colors, because that is what is being marketed to me. That is what is like being influenced online, like all the things. And when I switched everything up to really lean into my palette, it was like, oh my gosh, I don't need a filter. Like I feel very comfortable going on, creating content without it, going on my stories without it. I was just like, then people started noticing, like, I love this color. Like, I started wearing more color. I wasn't wearing these, like, very, first of all, I was
Neutral.
wearing like neutrals, but not all, neutrals are color, and there's nothing wrong with neutrals, but they weren't my best neutrals. So it just felt like I was dimming my own light because I didn't know any better. And so for me, that's when I was like, this is so much more than just like wearing your colors, because this like affected how I saw myself and my confidence in myself. And I don't need to be like doing all, well, we're going to get into all of that, but we're going to get into it all of it. But I saw the transformation in myself. And that's where I felt like this is so much more than just colors.
100%. I mean, just when we connected and you did the live color seasonal analysis in person, I remember just sitting there and being like, I am low-key afraid of knowing what my true colors is because I feel like I have such a range. And then you said something that was kind of comforting, which was you don't necessarily need to get rid of all your other colors,
Yeah.
but it's good to know what highlights your actual um,
Your
light.
true beauty. Yeah. Yeah.
So I am just in awe of you, I have to admit it.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad that resonated with you, because I just think that it's important. We're bringing back, like for me, it's truly about having women see their real beauty and not having to mask it because they're being told a false narrative through the wrong colors that they're wearing on their face and around their face, um, and really embracing that so they can see themselves again, you know?
100%. I think what I really found is, and it was something I started paying attention to more after we actually met, and it was there are certain colors that also evoke a certain emotion. So
Mhm.
for me, the blue I'm wearing right now, it's one of those, like I feel almost like a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Um, I have red, a couple of different types of red that leans into that emotion. So I started to be like, I think we know, but we don't know.
Right. Right. Yes. Exactly.
So, for those who are completely unaware, what exactly is seasonal color analysis and what are the biggest myths or misconceptions people have about it?
So, seasonal color analysis literally is a science where you analyze a person's undertone, intensity, and their value, and then you match them to a corresponding color palette. So, it really is a nuance that you learn, it's a skill that you learn. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions, like you had touched on, I think people sometimes hesitate getting a color analysis because they think, well, it's going to tell me the colors that I look great in, but now I can't wear all of these colors. And that is not true. This is literally a strategy for you to know where to place colors on your body. Obviously, colors in your color palette are going to be incredible around your face, but anything waist down goes. But this is going to be great to make sure you're wearing the right makeup. Like I was wearing warm, but I'm a cool for, a good part of my life. And so just knowing that, knowing your undertone is going to be huge, even for hair color, which surrounds our face all the time and has an impact on our complexion. So I think that when people understand that they can still wear black, even if it's not in their color palette, then they kind of like ease up a little bit. Like, okay, that makes me feel better. This is not a rule book. This is literally a strategy for you and your style and for you to bring out your inner beauty. And then I think the other misconception is that that color analysis changes like over time. Like once you know your colors, they're your colors forever. Doesn't change at all.
That's amazing. So it actually kind of takes off the pressure as well, if you think about it, because if you know your colors and it's not going to change, you can always lean into those colors. You don't have to have something in the back of your mind. Where I feel like with makeup, naturally we assume that our coloring kind of changes within as we
Right.
age and how we place it.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
So
mhm.
go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was going to say it's just a lot of women do not know their undertone. And your undertone never changes. That's why we analyze it. And your undertone is either warm, cool, or neutral. So just knowing that is so helpful in makeup.
So you can totally use an example from your own life or just a client you've had, but for someone who's totally new, now discovering their season shift from the way they dress, what would you say? Excuse me, I totally butchered that one. For someone totally new, how does discovering their season shift from the way they dress, show up, and even the way they feel about themselves? Because to kind of give you a background of my audience, it's a lot of women in their own transformational journeys. So
Hmm.
I find that even as, and this was not something I even thought about prior to actually running into you, was how we dress affects how we feel and how we show up. So
For sure.
that's kind of the question I had for you.
Yes. So I think that when it comes to getting dressed in the morning, a lot of women are not confident in what they're putting on and how they're showing up. There's always this unknown, right? Like, why do we have 5 million things in our closet? We're not wearing half of it. We still have tags. It's just because there's no like playbook, right? And I think that once you understand your best colors, it's the foundation for your personal style. So now I am a cool tone girly, but if my bestie is in autumn, which is warm, and she's telling me about this lip gloss that she loves, I know it's not going to look good on me. I'm not wasting my money on it. I'm not putting it on and being like, well, it looks so good on her. And now what's happening with me and all, and now I'm telling myself all these false narratives that aren't even true. It literally gives you an understanding of who you are truly. And then this great foundation for you to start your personal style journey. So now you're confident that what you're pulling from your closet is going to look good on you. You're confident the makeup you're putting on is not masking anything, it is actually enhancing your natural beauty, and that your hair color is on point. We have so many other things in life to worry about besides like what we're looking like in the morning. So if we can take out that question mark and just know like these are whether you're putting on scrubs or a suit, it doesn't really matter. These are my colors. These are my makeup, all the things when I'm getting ready in the morning. I know I'm looking great. I don't have to worry about it. When you have more confidence, you're going to communicate better. And also colors energy. We are energy. And so when the energies are vibing, you're raising your vibrational frequency, which means that you're creating more magnetism.
I am just so excited with how you just shifted that into this conversation because you're 100% right about energy being such an important part of how we actually view ourselves in the world. And to your point, If we have a gap in what it is that we're trying to attain or manifest, it's usually because our frequency isn't matching that. So for this to be kind of like a little cheat code of how to actually attain something that you want and how you're showing up in the world, that's absolutely mind-boggling.
Hmm. It really goes hand in hand, and it's like not something to be underrated.
So I have to ask, what's been one of the most powerful transformations you've actually witnessed in a client after a session?
So I had a client who came to me last year, and she is a pediatric nurse, and she was actually starting this like pageant journey. And so she wanted to know her colors to help her in this journey. It was like the first time she's ever done something like this. She's a mom, she's a wife, she's a full-time job, all the things. And so she really leaned into her colors in the last year and even throughout pageant season, and she ended up winning. Like she ended up winning, and I am so blown away by just like the before and the afters and how she really just pops more. She looks more vibrant. She looks more energized. She, again, like I just feel like her vibrational frequency was higher. Therefore, she was like creating more magnetism towards her, right? She's being noticed, seen, and heard more. And that to me, that was just like so incredible. It's just one of my favorites to share.
I love this. And I think the funny thing is we actually flowed into one of the questions I had, which was literally how it impacts your confidence and your communication and your energy. And just the sample you gave shows when you're in alignment with your correct coloring, it
Mhm.
can actually impact how you're showing up in the world.
100%. Yeah. I mean, that's just more confidence right there.
Absolutely. So, do you ever see your clients kind of struggling to let go of that identity they had around certain colors or certain looks? And if so, how do you guide them through it?
Yeah. So, I mean, always, there's always something. I mean, I think the biggest one is wearing the color black, or if someone's really married to like a certain, like gold jewelry or silver jewelry. I mean, they're very married to like certain things. But this is the thing when I take them through the process and I'm showing them the differences, once they see it, they're so much more open. And again, this is not a guidebook saying that you cannot wear certain colors. If anything, it's showing you how to wear those colors um, more strategically in your day to day life. And so I think that when they feel like now they have options, they've seen the impact, they feel so much more at ease.
100%. I
Yeah.
think it's very fascinating the way you help them also kind of shift out of an identity
Hmm.
without even maybe realizing it. Because, for example, in my culture, a lot of people stick to black, all
Yeah.
black, all day, every day. Does not matter what the occasion is.
Right.
And one thing that I found interesting was when you were doing that color seasonal analysis in person, you mentioned black is pretty much not everyone's color for the majority.
Yeah, I think Glamour magazine had written that black is the best color for 1 in 5 women. So that just says
So
it all.
it does. And it's funny because 5 out of 5 women probably like to stick to black.
Oh yeah. No, I mean we all wear it 100%. We all wear it, but it can be the intention behind it is so um the intention behind black is definitely very important. So if people are wearing black because they just don't want to be noticed and they just want to like kind of like hide. That's like again, like we're going back to energy now. That could be like a blockage somewhere. Like why, you know? So this. it's kind of like I'm just trying to get people to be more open to other neutrals. And if black is not one of their best colors, like, why are we wearing it? Like, really, truly, like, why energetically are you so drawn? Why are we wearing it? Are we hiding, or is it because it's easy? Because once you know your colors, there's a lot of other colors that are going to make life easy, you know? So I think that when it is in your color palette, like it's in my color palette, and when I put it on, I feel confident. I feel, sassy and like ready for the world, you know? But I think that when it's not in your color palette, when you're putting it on, I think it should be more for, well, I have to because for work, or I have this event or something like this, but I'm going to pair it with something in my palette. So that way I'm offsetting not only what it's creating for us, but also that energy.
That's beautiful. And actually, I think one thing that was very kind of transparent for me was when you mentioned you can still wear your black bottoms,
Yeah.
but maybe add some sprinkle of color on the top.
Yeah.
And so once people have found their perfect season,
Hmm.
and obviously you kind of already touched on this with the fact that you might be using the wrong makeup, you might be actually unknowingly wearing the wrong colors. So how do someone who's new to this start experimenting with their palette without blowing an entire paycheck at Sephora or Nordstrom to find that
Yeah.
confident look?
Yeah, for sure. I always tell clients to do an edit in their own closet first. So I love shopping my closet. Like, we don't always need something new. This is about simplifying things. This is like less is more. So shop your own closet first. Let's get rid of the things that are not in our palette and don't bring us joy. Like, we're Marie Kondoing it, right? So we're going to start there first. Now you're going to figure out what you do have, and then you can figure out what other things we need to add in there. Like, what are the neutrals that are going to be the basis for your capsule wardrobe? And then what other pops of colors are we adding in there? And that's going to take time, truly, because not all the colors are out all the time, all year long. So it's just about, now we're curating our closet to really be our own personal boutique. And then the same with our makeup bag. I mean, honestly, every client leaves here and goes to Sephora. They just run to Sephora. And if we're wearing the wrong color makeup, I think that is probably something to tackle first, because that's really going to have a big impact. So it's really about seeing what you do have and working with it. Plus, if we want to really like experiment with color, one of my clients, the one I was telling you about that does the pageants, she does like a clothing swap twice a year. I always tell all of my clients about it, like, go and swap your clothes. And then rentals, like, there's a lot of like companies right now where you can just like rent the clothes for the month, try out, the colors that maybe you don't want to commit to because you're like scared. So those are a lot of really good options.
Amazing. And I love that it ends up kind of mirroring that you can shop your closet first. Because
Mhm.
as a female, we are all guilty of like, okay, this gives me an excuse to go buy some more shit.
Right. Right. And it's like, that's why we're so overwhelmed when we're trying to get dressed or anything. There's too much. It's like a buffet. You don't know where to go. So, yeah, less is
I,
more.
I love this. So, is there an underrated color or tool you wish pe more people actually use to elevate their day-to-day style?
Um, I wish more people would embrace navy as a neutral instead of black. I think navy it's a fairly universal color, meaning that it looks good on a majority of people. So I think navy is very underrated. I love, love, love navy. And then I think that also just knowing your right makeup colors, that is so powerful. I mean, if I was wearing like a I used to wear, a very like nude neutral lip, was not doing me any favors, as a true winter. So it makes a huge difference. Yeah.
I'm laughing because there is a part of me that I already have ideas of where I'm gonna head, and I think the neutral lip might actually be an issue. And for those of you who are actually watching this on camera, you'll notice I am actually wearing a neutral lip right now. So, do you find that knowing your color season becomes part of someone's personal identity? I think you kind of touched on this already, but how does it translate into becoming into their brand identity? And
Yeah.
have you seen it influence people the way they're showing up in their business or their content?
Oh, for sure. I think that there's multiple examples. So I've had people in like the entertainment industry who come in and want to know their colors before they shoot music videos. And there are people who want new headshots for, whatnot, acting and whatever industry they're in, real estate, all the things. And they just want to be seen and market their brand. And when a lot of times your brand is you. So they want to market their brand in the best way. And the best way is truly like knowing their colors. Um, an interesting fact is that your seasonal color palette actually has like personality characteristics. So it's kind of like your zodiac sign. So it's like another layer to who you are. So like my summers are they're like very, they have like a quiet elegance, and they are like the peacemakers, like they're very good listeners. So there's elements for every single season. And it's just very interesting sometimes when I see a client's personality and then I'm like, oh, yeah, this makes sense. So it really is nice to see all the things come together. But as far as brand identity, oh, yes. I mean, it does become a part of your brand. Like if you want signature colors, especially if you're on social media too. I have influencers who could be talking about the restaurant that they just went to, but in the comments, people are like, wow, that dress, the color, da da da. Like they're being noticed more. And I love that because it's great to always to feel like you're being seen.
That is beautiful. So would you say then it translates to also not what they wear in their coloring, for example, for the headshots, but maybe how they're actually uh designing their website or designing their content?
Yeah. I mean, I think that that could be super powerful if you're surrounding yourself with or choosing brand colors. Why not have it be within your color season? That's amazing. There's people that even take it into like design. So, yeah, I think that the more you surround yourself with your colors, right, the more of an energetic impact, the more confident and comfortable you might feel, and then you're always going to look great.
So we've touched a lot about this energy piece, and I'm really excited about that because it seems like we just intuitively flowed into it.
hmm
But I have a question for you,
hmm
and it's how would you say that the color season kind of magnetizes the opportunities to them?
Well, yeah. So I think again, when you are in your color season, you are more harmonious, right? So you're not surrounding yourself with colors that are overpowering you. You are surrounding yourself with colors where you and the colors are showing up equally. That's harmony. It's a big piece of this whole process. And so when you are doing that, you're actually causing yourself to be more seen. And your vibrational frequency, again, now we're elevated, we're more in sync, and that does increase your magnetism. So like from an energetic level, it's just like it's a pull of things. And so I think that you definitely could see changes for sure. I mean, I've had single girls come in here and be like, okay, like time to settle down with a partner. Like, let's, there's so many things like yeah, dating, like, yes, it's so good. I mean, just think about if you walked into a room and you were wearing one of your power colors in your color palette, just how much more noticed you would be, how much more put together you would come across because you are. And then now you're confident in what you're wearing and in your appearance. So now your communication and your energy is going to be even better.
So, for those who actually don't see the video version of this, I was kind of laughing as she brought up the ladies who are looking for their man. And so they use their color analysis as a way of pulling and magnetizing them to them. And for me, I just know my mom is literally gonna, as soon as she hears this episode, she's gonna be like, book a session. It is time. Because as I've been in this kind of transitory period, I've found myself trying to lean more into colors that I think so far are kind of suited for me.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's funny that you brought up kind of how it works relationally or how you would even be shown as like someone who you want to do business with just
Yeah.
by being in your actual colors. And here's one thing I actually wanted to touch on now. This kind of goes back to just the colors itself, but what is your take on the realm of having the neutrals everywhere, all day, everywhere? Because I know you kind of seem to have a personal stance of I am tired of seeing beige in the gym.
Yeah. I really, yeah. I think that we have been, as women, we have been marketed and inundated to be neutral girlies. And that is just why? Why? Color, I mean, there is such thing as like dopamine dressing, and the more color we wear, like it literally makes us happier. So why are we wearing all of these neutrals? And I think also, I think women, people are afraid to wear color because they're like, it's so much. Like it's too much. But it's not too much when you're wearing colors. Like I always say to people, when you're wearing a color from head to toe, like it's just all one, it comes off as a neutral. So it doesn't have to feel like we have to wear beige and brown and cream, and there's nothing wrong with those colors, but I mean, let's live a little. We need to like live a little and really dive into other colors. And I've been seeing more and more color in trends and fashion and retail right now, and I'm loving it. It's so good. It's so fun. And I just think that when you are confident that you know that you can wear certain colors, you're going to do it. And that is just that. I just want to see more color out there. We need more color.
So you're basically tired of a beige world.
I am tired of a beige world. I'm here to have people wear more color and yeah, no more beige.
I am just in awe of this conversation and of you because for those who aren't watching this on video, you're missing out on actually witnessing Anoushka's essence because she's in her complete color flow right now. And from the moment I met her, I was like, I love her vibe. And then we found out where Aquarius is,
Mm.
which just kind of amplified that connection a little
Yep.
more. And I'm just very in awe of your energy and your own energetic signature, just because
Oh, I like that. Thank you.
that's a new compliment for you, I'm sure.
Wow, I love this.
But I really think it's amazing that once you found your colors, it seems like you also found your purpose, your alignment, and how you're bringing confidence back to women.
I mean, this is where I feel like that's that deep down layer, right? It's just not about the pretty colors. right? Yeah, it's truly about having women show up and as their true selves, not feeling like they're showing up and, feeling like they're being told like a different story about how they look because of, they're wearing black. So it really, yeah, again, we have so many other things on our plate and how we look and feel about ourselves as far as like aesthetics on the outside. We can totally make sure that we have the playbook for that, and that is going to help how we look and feel about ourselves on the inside.
I love this. So, what would you say this kind of translated in terms of your mission? And how did finding color seasonal analysis really kind of amplify who you are and how you're showing up in the world?
Um, I just feel like this gives me purpose. I think it's such a simple tool. I mean, I'm in my late 40s and I am all about all the things that are going to help me look and feel as young as I can for as long as I can. And instead of, going to like get lasers, facials, all these things that we spend our money on. I think just wearing the colors and seeing how you look and feel in them, it literally is an anti-aging tool. Truly.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. It really is an anti-aging tool. So before you go spend the thousands of dollars, at the local med spa or all the things, get your colors done and see what your true beauty really is, and then you can go from there.
I love this. And so we know that you're all things beauty, clean.
Hmm.
You have the most gorgeous hair I've ever seen. It literally looks like extensions, but I know they're not.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
so, kind of, because I did my research on you, and I know that you were a part of the Monet
Yeah.
branding. So, tell me, as kind of a final piece, how did you kind of link these two identities together? Because, again, it all comes back down to finding women, helping women find
Yeah.
their confidence.
So with that, initially, it's like a lot of times, like our hair is our crown, right? It surrounds our face every single day. When I was in a point in my life where I was feeling like, what is happening with my hair? It's greasy on top, it's dry on the bottom, all like I was having hair problems. And this happens like later on in life with as you age and all the things. And so I felt like if we can again check one more, less thing off of our list of maintenance to make us look and feel better about ourselves, let's do it. And it's as simple as the right shampoo and hair oiling. So that was literally my mission because it made such a difference in my confidence and in my life. And again, it's a very universal tool. It doesn't matter again, age, gender, doesn't matter. Everyone can use it, right? And it's so simple. It's just so dang simple. So for me, it's just about trying to help women feel like that their best version of themselves with like these really teeny tiny hacks that they're not like major things, right? They're not major lifestyle changes.
Absolutely.
So it's very truly that simple. And so when I discovered the power of color, it kind of fit into like that same kind of feel and that vibe. Like again, universal, super simple tool. And like, let's get all of this in the right place. Because when you look at this every day, you look at yourself every single day. I want you to truly like look in the mirror and be like, yes, girl, yes, let's go slay, you know?
A vibe, a
A
complete
vibe.
vibe.
A vibe.
And I think I have something came through for me, and it's I consider you now, especially hearing more in depth of what you do. in all your facets. You're kind of like the current modern day women's confidence unlocker.
Oh my God, taking notes again. All the notes, all the notes.
Because if you think about it, from your hair to your color seasonal analysis to the clean beauty that you do, it's all about unlocking how we can feel confident within ourselves
Hmm.
without having to go the extra mile to do the
Yeah.
Botox, the facials. You just touched on all this.
Hmm.
So you're literally like a quantum confidence unlocker.
Oh my gosh. I just love that that is kind of like what you received from this because I really feel like there needs to be so much confidence unlocked.
I love this. So, what is one truth you wish every woman knew about their own beauty and self-image that's not being said online right now?
Yeah, I feel like everyone needs to know that they are beautiful and that they just need to unlock it to see it. And a lot of times, like the smallest, littlest things could be giving yourself a false narrative of what your true beauty is. And I know it's great to know your colors for like makeup and clothes and all the things, but this is really about being makeup free and feeling super confident. And you can do that through the power of color for sure. And rely less on makeup to be masking the things that could totally not be there.
That is beautiful. So, this has been an enlightening conversation. I'm truly grateful that you were able to come on here and share your magic with our audience. So, the last question is, where can listeners go to find their season, work with you, or just soak up more of your magic?
So I am on Instagram and TikTok. And my handle is For Your Reputation. It's spelled out FOR reputation, for your reputation. Um, it's something my girlfriends and I used to say to each other in high school. Like we would say, wow, you need this lip gloss for your reputation. And so that is where my handle kind of came from. It was just always at the end of every sentence. So I feel like you need to get your colors done for your reputation. And I also have a website, foryourreputation.com, and that is really like you can deep dive in there about me and about my clients and the services that I offer. But, we're just here to have fun. Life is short, and I am just trying to bring more color to the world and bring more confidence out of women, just one color session at a time.
Beautiful. I will have all the information linked down below in the show notes. And I am just truly in awe of this conversation. You are such a magnetic quantum confidence unlocker, and I'm excited to see what shifts you make collectively just with this little tool that you have that makes a big impact.
Thank you so much, Anita, for having me. You are such a doll, my Aquarius sister.
Well, if you like this episode, feel free to share and tag us below, and I will see you guys on the next one.